Hello, welcome to Should I Buy This Game? Featuring Photo Tour North America. My name is Christine, and in this video I'll give you an overview of how the game is played, and then share a few things we may like or dislike about the game to help you decide if you want to add Photo Tour North America to your collection. This is the game Photo Tour North America, and I'm going to show you basically how the game is played. Then I will show you the solo mode and then talk about things we liked and disliked about the game. So this is a game where we are traveling across North America. We have a bit of Canada and the United States here. And we are visiting places so we can take photos to add to our traveler's journal by adding our photo equipment. So I'm going to go over the different things you can do on a turn. So your first action is you can plan. And planning is just finding a destination you might want to visit and adding it to your hand. So I could just say, I want to go here. I would add that card to my hand, and that would be my turn. Now this does not get replenished. You have to wait until all the cards have been picked before you will replace the cards. Alternately, you can spend one card or one photo token to replace the cards at any time, as well as the transportation and the camera equipment. So the second thing you can do is rent camera equipment. So on the cards, there will be photos, and those are the camera equipment they want when you take this photo, and that will get you bonus points. So for each camera equipment you have added, it will be 3 points at the end of the game. So you want to get the equipment that matches your card. So you can take one token on your turn. The next thing you can do is move. Now there's 3 ways you can move: a car, a bus, and a plane. A car allows you to move 2 spots on the little jagged roads and the straight roads. A bus allows you to move 4 spots, but only on the solid lines. And a plane allows you to fly from airport to airport, anywhere you want. And then the final thing you want to do is take a photo. So a turn here could be, I am here and I want to go to number 49, but there is the little checkered road in my way, so I want to take a car. I would take the die and just put it off the board. That would allow me to move 2 spots, so I could move there. Now on my next turn, I want to take a photo. Because I have number 49 and I am at number 49, I can take a photo. Now there's building photos as well as little forest photos. So if you can match the icons, then you can put it up to get the bonus. So because it's a building, at the end I can score 1 point for each lens I used. However, if this was a forest, I can still play it, but I would just have to cover the bonus. I wouldn't be able to activate it. So when I take a photo, I put it here, and then I need the equipment. And so I would take the drone, and I have this. Earlier, I could have taken this as well into my turn, and then I would have had that to play as well. So you need to have your photo equipment here to add it to your card. I can't, on a future turn, get it and add it in. It has to be right when you play, because the whole concept is when you're taking a photo, you had the equipment to take the photo you're taking. So a lens after you take the photo is of no use to you. And that is basically how you take your photo. So during your turns, you are moving around, collecting your equipment and everything you need to take your photo. Now on the cards, there are also little benefits on some of them. So on your turn, if I moved by bus, I can move 7 segments instead of 4. After I take a photo, I can swap with a card in my hand with one on display. So there's all different little bonuses. As well, when you're placing photos, you get a bonus. So here, I could take a photo, and then once I did it, I move it down. It's a one-time bonus. I could move a bus action without using the die, or I can swap camera gear from here with the reserve ones. Then at the end of the game, there's different scoring, and every board has different scoring abilities. So if I had this image, I get points. If I have 3 different areas, I got points for each tree, and then for each lens I used. And then you also get points for the cards. If you have the camera equipment, there were 3 points if they're on your card, 1 point in reserve. And that is basically how it's played. Now there's also photo contest at the end. So for example, the most in this region, first place, second place, and third place. This one was the most photography equipment you used and the most with the animals. And it tells you the qualifying landmarks that have animal sightings. And there's a whole pile of these to change up. Now I just want to mention that this is the Kickstarter version. So we have wooden tokens here. Potentially those might be chipboard in the regular version. I am not sure. But this here was the Kickstarter version of the game. And that's basically how the game is played. Now the solo mode is played using this little deck of cards. And what you do is you turn it over, and the bot would have their own little board with tokens you've collected. And so it's like, does the bot have 1 token? If no, then it wants to take a token in this following priority. If yes, then you discard one of the travel die in this following priority. Now he doesn't move around, but you're just using this to remove like your tokens, the cards, and the travel dies, just to keep moving the game forward as if you were playing with an opponent. So does he have 3 resources? If yes, then he takes a tree card with the maximum number, or takes a bot card or the building card with the maximum number. If no, then they're going to take a photo token in this order. And that's basically how the solo mode is played. You're just collecting the cards, collecting the dice, and that, just to keep clearing it off as if you were playing with an opponent, so you would play your game as you would in the regular game. So overall, I really enjoy playing Photo Tour North America. What originally drew me to the game was the artwork on all the different cards and the countries, and I like that they included Canada in there, because it's always nice to have your country included with some of the areas along the top of the board. The game is very simple to play in terms of, once you understand, you're just taking a card, you're moving, you're getting a photo equipment, or you're doing a photograph. And then you want to have 7 photos on your traveler's journal to finish the game. And for 3 people, it took about an hour to play. So it's a pretty quick game. Now, some of the conflicts, or what can be challenging, is because none of the cards do not get replaced until they are all taken, you sometimes end up having to spend cards to replenish them because you're looking for a certain area, maybe for one of the photo contests, or you need a certain photo equipment, so you're hoping if I refresh it, I can get that equipment. You don't have to put it on, but by not adding a photo equipment to your cards, you are losing out on 3 points. The other thing could be too is the cars. Because only cars can drive on those little dotted lines, if you're stuck in an area like you're over here and it's all dotted lines, if there's no car available, you can't leave that area. And so that can be frustrating, trying to wait for a car to come out. And so you have to spend your turn to refresh it if nobody else does. Now I've played this solo, 2 and 3 player, and I find the bigger player count made the game more enjoyable because you have more people refreshing the cards and the transport and the tokens. You get to see a lot more of the cards. When I played solo and with the bot that I just showed you, it was really hard for these cards to be refreshed because I wasn't spending the cards. I had cards I wanted, and then you were like, oh, waiting. So I didn't actually go through many cards. Whereas in a 3-player game, here's all the cards we went through, and there was still more in the deck. So in the higher player count, you're really shuffling through the cards and your equipment and your dice a lot quicker, and you have more people there that can refresh it for you. So it might get refreshed before your turn. So I do find it was more enjoyable at a higher player count, just for going through the things a lot quicker. But as I said, I enjoy playing this game. This would be a lower weight game in terms of complexity. It's pretty straightforward to play. You could play with new players quite easily. But it still gives you challenges and kept our interest that we enjoyed the game. So let me know if you've played Photo Tour North America and what you think of this game.